It's Michelle Cadell and Michael Groff. And Michael Groff's going to do some impersonations today, right? Of some famous baseball announcers.
I suppose so.
All right. And besides these impersonations, he does a lot of other impersonations. But we'll just start with these because you're a huge baseball fan.
Okay, well, I don't make any claims that any of these are really any good, but it's just...
They're good, even though I haven't heard some of these people. But yeah, I think they're good.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
The first announcer, Vin Scully.
Vin Scully, the longtime voice of the Dodgers, who retired a few years ago. He was, I think he did Dodger games for about, 50? No, it was 60. It was like 65 years or something. It was some insane number of years. And, of course, Vin Scully has a voice very much like this. Every time I start doing Vin Scully's voice, I drift into Howard Cosell. It always winds up going like this. That's the problem when you start doing such a legend. The penultimate apex of your career is to be someone as grandiose as Howard Cosell. But Vin Scully is very, very similar. High fly ball into deep left field going back. Louis Gonzalez, he looks up and that ball is gone.
Oh, Gonzo. Bro.
And, he, of course, Vin Scully doesn't have a color analyst when he did the games, at least for the last, 10 years or so that he was doing games. He would do them solo, and he was his own color analyst, basically. He would just sit there. I remember he did like a 2 or 3 4-minute diatribe on a beard once. He talked about beards. The beard actually started in the 13th century. Men would use beards as a way to show their sexual dominance or whatever. The beard shows others of your masculinity. And he would just very smoothly, he would incorporate this. I think it was because of Brian Wilson or whoever, somebody on the Giants, I think, or something, that had just one of those massive beards, Fear the Beard, And so he does this whole thing about beards. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but he makes it interesting. Vin Scully is a legend. So that's why I always just love kind of impersonating him. So
the next one is Denny Matthews.
So Denny Matthews, I always do like a lot of the obscure voices. Denny Matthews is the radio play-by-play guy for the Kansas City Royals. And I didn't even really know much. I'd heard him every once in a while, but I never really knew his name for many years. He had a very strange voice, kind of that old pukey announcer, but kind of like, his voice is very much like this. And so I remember he would take these, the Royals finally make the playoffs in 2014 for the first time since 1985. And you'd think that'd be a big deal. Their TV guys were going nuts. Denny Matthews, though, for him, just another day at the ballpark. High fly ball into shallow center field. Perez is there. He's got it. And the Royals are going to the playoffs for the first time since 1985. They'll be in the postseason tournament. And as they win this afternoon by the final score of 3-1. And the celebration ongoing on the field. And he's just one of those dudes. He takes there's not a play that's too exciting for him. It's everything's the same. There are other guys that are just like that, but he really exemplifies it. It's a very strange delivery. It's like Zap Brannigan. It's Zap Brannigan at age 90, Yes, the neutral planet. So that is Denny Matthews.
Aww. Skip Carey.
Skip Carey is another guy. So he did radio and TV for the Braves for many, many years. Of course, the son of Harry Carey. Mm-hmm. And then Chip Carey is now the Braves guy on TV, or has been for a while. Skip Carey died some years ago. And just like Harry, he had a very unique voice. It's like part Kermit the Frog, part, old man. It's just, and welcome to another edition of Braves Baseball here on Turner Sports. It's hard for me to, sometimes I have to do it, like to do the voice properly, I'd have to get really phlegmy. Mm-hmm. But of course, what I remember about his was, I watched the 2 different feeds of Randy Johnson when he threw his perfect game for the Diamondbacks, May 18 of 2004. And, the Diamondbacks broadcast, of course, they obviously it was a perfect game. So they, the excitement was building, and Tom Brenneman was the announcer. Of course, we'll talk about him in a minute, but Tom Brenneman was covering it, and he's getting all excited. Skip Carey, to him, just another day at the ballpark as well, just like Denny Matthews. 24 up and 24 down as we go to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be 7-8-9 for the Braves as Randy Johnson's been mowing them down tonight. Just no real buildup of excitement. Everything to him, again, it doesn't matter. World Series or first day of the season, spring training, it's all the same cadence. Ground ball down to third. Chipper Jones has got it. Throws over to Galarraga. An exciting double play to end the game. The Braves win the World Series. Coming up next, Murder, She Wrote. It's like to him.
He didn't even catch it.
Yeah, it's like it's not even. Nothing is that exciting to him. So that was the thing. So the 2-2 pitch to Perez, swinging a miss. He struck him out, and Randy Johnson has just thrown a perfect game. I mean, it's like a little bit more excitement, a little bit more animated. I'm downplaying it slightly, but that was the one thing I always took away from Skip Carey was never all that exciting. When he was younger, a little bit more so, but as he got older, he just sort of was like, look, I don't get too excited about anything. I don't know, this damn baseball game. It is, because you start to, again, that voice, you start to drift into a, hey-o, Kermit the Frog here. Another edition of Braves Baseball on Turner Sports. It's like it really does start to morph into that. A lot of my impressions start to morph into other impressions after a while. How it goes out, they kind of just do that.
Oh, and then we should mention that we are in Studio B because we're in my closet that is now
Turn the closet into a studio, yes.
Yeah.
For acoustics.
For sound.
For acoustics. So you can do a Leonard Nimoy, Zach Brannigan, Denny Matthews. Yeah.
But you can't do the voice of the KUPD guy.
97.9. 98. That's David Lee. KUPD. Yeah.
And is he a big guy? Like
David Lee. He's not even that big a dude. He also does the NFL on Westwood 1. You have to get the growl at the end.
Oh, I think that's pretty good.
I can't really do the growl right now. I just, I haven't had any water, so I gotta.
Okay. Oh, and then last but not least, Tom Brenneman.
Tom Brenneman, boy, oh boy. So Tom Brenneman, of course, was the voice of the Cubs many, many years ago on TV. Him and, obviously Harry Carey, but he did Cubs games. He did, obviously, the Diamondbacks, their inaugural year all the way up to, I think, 2006. Then he joined his dad, Marty Brenneman, in Cincinnati to do Reds games. Mm-hmm. Marty Brenneman's, of course, done baseball for all those years. He just retired, last year? 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. I lose track. This year feels like it's gone, 40 years long, so I don't even know what it is anymore.
20 is
calendar schmalander.
And we don't even have sports. Right
I know. We don't, so all I can do is reminisce. But Tom Brenneman, he had a couple of signature. The signature thing for him was boy, oh boy.
Oh.
And dragging out some of the Matt Mentai. And so, and he of course does the NFL on Fox. So he's a very well-known voice. Mm-hmm. So Tom Brenneman, now he got really excited. The Randy Johnson perfect game, of course, he he did build it up. Tom Brenneman's a great play-by-play guy, but he has a very distinguished voice as well. Boy, oh boy. Every time I always do boy, oh boy, because that's
his.
And you know what's weird is he doesn't really. I have not heard him say boy oh boy in a long time. I just hear him say, "Jeez oh Pete, my oh my, you gotta wonder what's going on." He'll say things like that, and so that's Tom Brenneman in a nutshell. I actually really like his play-by-play, but we miss him here. Anything to not have Steve Berthume.
Who's that?
He's the current play-by-play guy on TV for the Diamondbacks. He is just dreadful. He is just dreadful.
That's not nice.
He is, though. He is unlistenable. I mean, his knowledge of the game is spotty.
Well, he had to get there for a reason.
Well, he was on ESPN for a while. They hired him. I mean, I don't know. There's so many better baseball guys. He's among the worst. And you know who else that was on the list before that we were gonna talk about was Hawk Harrelson.
Oh,
Hawk Harrelson. Hawk Harrelson is my favorite, least favorite, but still favorite guy because he was the White Sox TV guy for I don't even know how many years. Mm-hmm. He's been part of the White Sox organization forever. And I don't really do a Hawk Harrelson impression per se. Because anybody can just go, he gone, because that's, when, and that ball's hit into center field. Come on, stretch, he looks up, you can put it on the ball, yes, mercy, and the Sox lead 3-1. And, and he's such a Sox homer, like he's the penultimate homer for the White Sox. If they're it's 5-3 bad guys. He'll do that kind of stuff, and he'll criticize the team some. But and the other thing, of course, my favorite part about Hawk Harrelson is as much as he does those, come on, stay fair, it will. He'll do that kind of stuff. But then, watching, it's almost funnier to watch what happens when the White Sox lose, specifically when, they're on the road, mm-hmm. and the opposing team walks them off. It's a walk-off home run or something. And the setup to that is always, it's like he just doesn't say anything. He hardly says anything. He has this another little catchphrase of his and it just sounds like someone ran over his dog. It'll be like this. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Outfielders about as deep as they can get. And that ball is hit hard in the right field.
He just got quiet.
And this game is over. And then it's like 30 seconds of silence. You just hear the crowd going, the Sox lose 5-4 here, bottom of the ninth. We'll be back to wrap it up. Or he'll say something like, we had our chances. We had them up against the ropes. We let them back in this one. Or, it's always, if it ends on an air, my goodness, how did that happen? Or, we find another way. And so but that's my favorite. And this game is over.
He's like crushed.
It's like, it'll be like down to like an 0-2 pitch, and it looks like he's going to strike him out, and just crack of the bat, and that ball is hit hard in the right field. Come on, stay in the yard. And this game is over. So, I mean, you hate him, but in a way, he's one that you just love, because I will say this. Man, does he ride those umpires hard. He is always all of it. Joe West, I got to tell you, Joe West is one of the worst umpires. This guy just needs a rest. Mm-hmm. Just needs a rest. You say something like that, and are you kidding me? Are you bleeping kidding me? Okay. Hawk Harrelson. So, in a way, you kind of miss him because now they just have kind of generic broadcasters on the white. That sound like this, they sound just like this.
Hawk's gone.
Yeah, so Hawk Harrelson retired 3 years ago, something like that. He was about 80
Oh my
years
goodness.
old. Well, Bob Uecker, I don't even know how old Bob Uecker is. Bob Uecker's like, I don't know, he's got to be pushing 85, and he's still doing Brewers games.
Wow.
So, so Bob Uecker's a legend. That guy is amazing.
Can you impersonate him?
Not really. And show the Brewers, like I can do it if I have to hear it for a little while so I can start to mimic his voice.
Oh, yeah.
And he, of course, he was in Major League. He's the announcer in Major League. And
okay, then I know the voice.
He's an absolute legend, and he's amazing because I'm told by many people off the air, like he'll be doing a game. You can watch him, and he'll do a game, and then he'll just, here's the 2-2 pitch, swinging a high drive, hit it out of the right field, and he'll hit the cough button on the mic. Check out the legs of the lady in the third row, and that ball is gone. Get up and get out of here. So and he's amazing for that. He is just
I remember Major League. That was a funny movie.
Major League's a great movie. So Bob Uecker.
Oh, and those are just some of your impersonations.
This
is just
Bob Uecker. I don't really impersonate Bob Uecker very well. Some of these guys I don't really. It's more Denny Matthews is probably the way. Yeah, that whole voice is very. Yeah, I do a lot of other impressions of TV personalities.
We'll have to do those a whole nother video because those.
A whole nother.
So don't forget to subscribe and
like
and share
and click the notification bell so that whenever a brand new video is posted, you'll get the notifications.
Thank you, voiceover guy.
What?
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye.
And that's a wrap.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.